for those out there that want to get started in real estate investing one day but don't have a clue on where to start or how to even go about it, then I got you. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something called the housing hack, which is something a lot of real estate investors do when they're first getting started. And then I also will be talking about the requirements needed and some hacks people tend to do, so that way you guys can own a few properties and earn passive income through real estate. And just to let everybody know ahead of time, I am a licensed real estate agent and I'm also a licensed mortgage loan originator as well. So if you guys are interested in owning real estate and collecting passive income one day, then make sure to watch this video all the way to the end, because I will be dropping some gems in this video that you do not want to miss out on. If you're already subscribed, then welcome back. But if you guys are new to my channel, my name is Ismael Sandiford and you are now watching Just Money, where we talk about financial related topics such as personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So if you know you want to get into real estate investing one day, but you don't know nothing about real estate or you don't know where to start, you're probably going to want to start with the housing hack method, which a lot of people tend to do. House hacking is a real estate term that people use to describe making passive income from renting out a piece of your property while you are living there yourself at the same time. And the way you would even do this is by getting something called an FHA mortgage loan, which allows you to buy a 1 to 4 unit residence while only putting 3.5% down of whatever the purchase price is. So for example, if a 4 unit residence costs $500,000, then 3.5% down of that is going to be $17,500. And that $17,500 is going to be the down payment that you need in order to buy the $500,000 multifamily residence. And whenever I say a multifamily residence, I'm not talking about a single family residence. I'm talking about multiple units, kind of like apartments. But in real estate, anything 5 units or above is going to be considered commercial real estate. However, if it's 4 units or below, then that's going to be considered residential real estate. And these FHA mortgage loans allow you to get a single family residence, a duplex, a triplex, all the way up to a 4plex while only putting 3.5% down. But before I start talking more about the housing hack, ladies and gentlemen, let me quickly go over the FHA mortgage loan a little more so that way you guys are a bit more informed on it. So as I stated earlier, this is a government-backed mortgage loan that allows you to put 3.5% down of whatever the purchase price is. And the minimum credit score needed in order to obtain an FHA mortgage loan is going to be a 580 credit score. If you have lower than a 580 credit score, like anywhere from 500 to 579, then you are going to have to put 10% down in order to receive this FHA loan. And this is why I'm always promoting on this channel to build your guys' credit, so that way you guys can get the best terms and rates as possible. But one of the best things about getting an FHA mortgage loan is you do not have to be a first-time home buyer in order to receive this mortgage loan. So you can get as many FHA mortgage loans as you want in your lifetime, but the only catch is you are only allowed one FHA loan at a time. So if you already have an FHA mortgage loan, then you will not be able to receive another one unless you refinance into something called a conventional loan. And conventional loans are not government-backed loans. These are issued through private lenders. But another requirement in order to receive this FHA mortgage loan, so that way you guys can do the housing hack, is one of the units out of the 2, 3, or 4 that you're buying must be your primary residence for at least 1 year. So if you are not going to be living in one of those units for at least 1 year, then you will not be eligible to obtain this FHA mortgage loan. And another thing I want to mention is, depending on what lender is doing the FHA mortgage loan for you will determine what your DTI needs to be, your debt to income ratio. And for those that don't know what debt to income ratio is, it's pretty much all of your monthly debt payments divided by your gross monthly income. So some lenders that issue FHA loans will allow you to have a maximum of a 57% debt to income ratio, while some lenders on the other hand will only allow a maximum of 40% debt to income ratio. So for example, if you're making $7,000 a month, then 40% of $7,000 is going to be $2,800 a month. So this means you cannot have bills that are higher than $2,800 a month. Otherwise, you will not be eligible for this FHA mortgage loan. But again, this is why I just mentioned it depends on what lender you get. Because for example, again, if you're making $7,000 a month and you have a lender that's willing to do 57% debt to income ratio, then 57% out of $7,000 is going to be $3,990. So this means you can pay up to almost $4,000 a month on bills and still get the FHA mortgage loan. But I also do want to let everybody know that whenever you get a mortgage loan, you're going to have to pay something called closing costs. So for the most part, if you're ever buying a home, you're going to have to put a down payment and you're going to have to pay closing costs, which is typically around 3% of whatever the purchase price is. And closing cost fees are pretty much going to consist of stuff like property appraisals, attorney fees, mortgage fees, origination fees, taxes, insurance, etc. But the good thing about getting an FHA mortgage loan is there's actually a way that you can get around paying closing costs up front. So that way, the only thing you really have to worry about is just taking care of the down payment for the most part. So for those that don't know, FHA mortgage loans allow you to receive up to 6% in seller concessions. And for those that don't know what this is pretty much seller credits. The seller will actually credit you money towards paying your closing costs as long as your realtor has negotiated this for you. Now, why in the world would the seller agree to pay for your closing costs? Good question. Let me give you an example. So if a seller is selling his home for, let's say, $400,000, then closing costs on that home is roughly going to be $12,000. So when you submit your offer, you would put a purchase price of $412,000, even though the seller only wants $400,000. And you're putting the extra $12,000 up so that way they can give that to you back for closing costs, so that way you don't have to pay that up front. Because really, those extra $12,000 are coming from the FHA mortgage loan that you just received. So in reality, all you really have to worry about is your down payment money, which is 3.5% down of whatever the purchase price is. So if you use 3% of your seller concessions, you have the option to use up to 6% if you would like to do other things with it, like buy the interest rate down. And if you buy the interest rate down, then this means your mortgage payments are going to be lower every single month. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, now that you guys get the gist of what an FHA mortgage loan is, let's talk about the housing hack that a lot of people are doing. So people do the house hacking method as a way to take care of their mortgage and even receive cash flow on top, aka passive income. And ladies and gentlemen, you want to find a way to receive passive income in your lifetime, otherwise you're going to be working for money your entire life versus money working for you. And I know for a fact most of us wish we had more time with our families, or even wish we went on more vacations. So this is why it's very important to start getting into real estate investing, or it doesn't even have to be real estate investing, just something that's generating cash flow every month, so that way you're not always trading your time for money. But once you buy your multifamily residence using the FHA mortgage loan, then you would live in one of the units and rent the others out. So essentially, you would be a landlord. You would charge the tenants to live on the property, and whatever you're charging them is going to be enough to take care of your mortgage and even receive a bit of cash flow on top. So ladies and gentlemen, not only do you have a free living now, but you're also receiving extra money now every month on top. So typically what people do whenever they do the house hacking method is they live in one of those units for at least 1 year. After 1 year is over, you don't have to live there anymore. You can move to another place. So what people tend to do is they refinance their FHA mortgage loan into a conventional loan now, as I mentioned earlier. And you want to refinance your FHA loan into a conventional loan because, as I mentioned earlier, you are only allowed one FHA loan at a time. Once you refinance it to a conventional loan, then you now have the ability to obtain another FHA mortgage loan now. And again, you do not need to be a first-time home buyer in order to receive an FHA mortgage loan. But once you refinance your first property into a conventional loan, then you would find another multifamily residence to buy using another FHA mortgage loan. And the best thing about buying your second property is you can use the rental income from your first property all the way up to 75% to help you qualify for a larger mortgage loan amount. So this means you would get your second property way easier than it was getting the first. But once you get your second property, you would then move a tenant where you used to live on the first property, and then after that just live in your second property and do the same exact thing, rent the other units out. And then after a year you can refinance into a conventional loan and then receive another FHA mortgage loan, and then you would just keep recycling this process. And ladies and gentlemen, this is called the housing hack. Now there are other ways you can invest in real estate that are way better deals, but if you're new to real estate investing and you literally do not know anything, then this is the easiest way for you guys to get started. I feel like it's very important for me to share this information so that way my people in my community are just informed, so that way they can have better opportunities in life. So if you guys want more real estate content like this, then just comment the word free game down below. I usually make videos on how to build personal and business credit. I talk about financial institutions a lot, and I'll occasionally do credit card reviews. But honestly, I'm going to be talking about real estate and real estate investing a little more now. So if you guys are here for it, then stay subscribed. And if you guys are not subscribed, then feel free to do so. But that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys found value in any of this information. Let me know in the comments below, how many properties would you like to own one day? I would like to know. And real quick, for those that don't know, I do offer one-on-one consultations. The link will always be in the description below. But if you guys made it to the end of the video, we are at 31,498 subscribers at the time of this recording. So I do appreciate all who watch. I do post weekly videos for those that don't know. And if you guys haven't yet already, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't yet already, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you guys get notified every time I post a new video. And again, we talk about personal and business credit, real estate, and other financial related topics. So if that's something you're into, then you're probably going to want to consider subscribing. We talk about how to get high limits on your guys' credit cards. We talk about how to boost your personal credit, how to obtain business credit. We talk about real estate. We talk about mortgage loan programs. We talk about all that. So this is your one-stop shop. And again, for those that don't know, I'm a licensed real estate agent, a realtor, and I'm also a licensed mortgage loan originator as well. So if you guys have any questions or concerns in regards to real estate, all my information will always be in the description below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.